we come back to this ancient story about this tower once again, and I'm positive at this point that this tower is a reference to the creation of the elemental, the four elements, and then aether. So this is like, even the human bodies are in that design now, but the human bodies weren't the first ones to take on this particular design. The design is phi. And this design, it works like a spiral, and it basically builds up this tower. And I'm telling you, this is what they're calling the Tower of Babel. And then they're trying to bring it into like a physical aspect of things and give you a physical war with God and all this kind of stuff. And then you just lose the trail from there. But if you know what the symbolism is, it actually says something quite interesting, and it shows a whole story about really what I feel like are the two forces that are the most dominant here in the planet right now. And so once again, this is an awareness that there's a script that says that humanity, if you may, or the beings that were in existence were working together and they were building this tower. Now, it's very clear that nothing is formed without the elements, fire, earth, wind, water. So if there's going to be anything working together and building together, it's going to be the elements and whatever they stand for. It's also noted that they're speaking a similar language, or at least they understand each other. This actually says in our lives today, when you have fire people and you're a water person, or when you have different elements coming at you and you feel like you can't really stay in that space, it's saying that back then they figured out how to stay in the space. They figured out transitory things that allow all the elements to actually to be together. Okay. And in this process, in this spiraling up, I believe, again, this is the state. And then what it said is that then something came and disturbed that state, meaning that there was some type of conflict or some kind of situation that happened. And then all of a sudden that state broke. Now, let's just look at a little bit of symbolism here, so that way we can kind of see how, because this is like 3,000 years ago or way more. And so how they explain things is going to be totally different than how we talk now. It's just like trying to talk to your youngsters these days, and they're like, yo, what's up with the swag? You know, was this my beastie and my bestie? And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like you're talking another language. So 2,000 years ago, I don't know, for whatever reason, they just felt like everything should just be described by snakes. It was like they spoke a snake language. So the reality is, when they're talking about this tower is being held in this gentleman's hand here, right? And we know that a erect tower means that Kundalini is risen. We already know that the chakras are in themselves almost in like a positive negative polarity. And in the event that they get flipped around, then this tower doesn't rise. And we also know that this is seeming to be the same thing with DNA. That DNA also has this heliacal structure that if parts of it break, which they call junk DNA, then it can't really connect completely, right?